you in this ceremony, Dr. Siva, co-founder of ScaleUp Malaysia. Puan Surina, CEO of Pendek, Puan Zulera Abu Bakar, CEO of Magic, just name the ladies first. And then Encik Azif from IT Group, CEO of Menerusi, and Nizam, the CEO of MTV, entrepreneurs, investors, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, everyone. So good to be here today. I'm so glad that Dr. Siva said something that I really believe in. That ScaleUp Malaysia wants to build something that is profitable, that generates revenue instead of always talking about valuation. We look at the technopreneurships and also look into the trend of what young people today look at is that ever chasing to be the unicorn, and then you exit, and then not knowing that that business can survive or not. So a lot of people want to build business that don't last. Just want to have the business that will have highest evaluation, and then you exit. And then we see a lot of those, many of those numbers that you see, the trends, whether it's in Silicon Valley or in anything. You will then have entrepreneurs who are very charismatic and come to tell you how in the sky they can reach the sky, and yet eventually they find themselves on the earth. So whenever I look at it, we always when I know that so I am a Miss of Energy, Science, Technology, Environment, and Climate Change. So I have many portfolios, but one of our portfolios is Science and Technology. When I got to know that Cradle, MECA, MDB, MTDC, KMP will be under me, I asked myself, what should the startup company look like for Malaysia? And then I asked myself, what is it that we can do as a government to help the startups? And what is it that we want to see for the startups in Malaysia? But of course, there is also a pressure on people who want to see that Malaysia create unicorns, create things that have very high valuation, but not knowing what is your profit model. How do you actually eventually turn to be profitable? Some of the business model I see around the startups have valuation that is very high. I actually can't see how they eventually will survive in long term. So I believe, so eventually I made myself a very modest goal. I say, startups in Malaysia that is technologically driven must have a business model that will survive through, that will make profits with growth, and not make growth without profit. They will eventually be able to say that because of this coaching, because of a viable business model, we are able to survive in the long term. That is the business that the government wants to invest resources in. So we really hope, so I'm so glad. I did not know Dr. Siva has this, and I come and I am very, very glad to say finally someone hear me. I do not dare to tell people because it doesn't sound very ambitious. It sounds like it's a very conservative. But really, what we would like to achieve is something that we want to take the risk, but at the same time we want to ask ourselves whether this technology will survive through. So some of you who are entrepreneurs here, if you are some of our funding agencies here, if you are aspiring entrepreneurs who would like to base your business on technology, there is one thing you always need to ask yourself: how is it going to make you money, generates revenue, and eventually be profitable? Instead of valuation, let's focus on revenue, and of course, most of all, eventually is profit. Those will be what I think that will be most important. And of course, I would like to be here to brief you some of the things that the government is doing in helping you of the ecosystem. Dr. Siva led a task force on my ministries because I have 5 funding agencies. So I'm asking, what can we do better? Because all these funding agencies, we have so many of them in the government that sometimes we are so redundant. And we do the same thing. And there is no shared database as well. So I asked Dr. Siva to have a team of people to come and see these 5 funding agencies, how do I go about it? How do I make sure that we consolidate and streamline government agencies, government bureaucracy, so that we can provide not only about funding but an ecosystem that helps. So the task force have given me the report, and we have been communicating with MOF for about 3 months before we table our cabinet paper. Our cabinet paper was tabled about 6 weeks ago. Was it 6 weeks? Yeah, about 6 weeks ago, and it was approved by the cabinet. I would like to share with you a little bit on the cabinet's decision on the 5 funding agencies that's under mestecc. So we will focus our funding agencies not on many stages. So Cradle, the CEO is, acting CEO is here. Cradle will be focusing on coaching as well as grant. So they won't do any more venture VCs. Of course, there is a success trigger that may go into your grant. But they will focus mainly on grant, and government will make sure that every year they have this grant to give people. So it is very important. Cradle actually invest in companies that will eventually have a success, that trigger the success button. Otherwise, we won't get return. But that one, we will leave it to Cradle to decide, to take on risks, to see what are the potential entrepreneurs that they would like to invest in and coach them. And maybe we'll pass on, the database can be shared among the agencies and among ScaleUp, with ScaleUp Malaysia as well, and all this. So Cradle will only focus on that, and MAPCAP will do fund of funds. We realized that, MAPCAP CEO is not here today. What we realized is that government is actually not good in picking winners to invest in the equity. We are not good at it. So whenever the government agencies pick the winners of fund to do the VCs, we have a return of less than 1. So when we invest, we always get 0 when something that means government lose money. So whenever we do a fund of funds model where private VCs are to invest together with the government, we get a return that is more than 1. So it is actually no-brainer for the government to say we are going into these fund of funds models. So not only mestecc, I think generally the cabinet actually agreed fund of fund models will be the way to go, whether in all our VC agencies. So that one. The third one is MTV, Malaysian Debt Venture, will continue to give debt, continue to give you loan for people who are able to get to this stage. Give you loan, not give you debt. Also the same, yeah, it's the same. Because once you take the loan, you have debt. So continue to give you, but continue to focus on technologically driven new technology, the strategy of the government, etc. So we really from 5, we'll just focus on the 3, on grant, VCs, as well as the debt across the stages of the companies. And then the next one would be the 20 million incentives. I think we talked about it a lot in many places on this 20 million incentives. We have spoken to MOF, and eventually it is in the cabinet paper that we will be giving, the government will be giving 20 million incentives, tax incentives to corporates as well as higher net worth individuals to invest in VC funds. If they invest in VC funds after 3 years, whether the fund is dispersed or not, they will be able to claim and reimburse the tax in 3 years. And this thing will be extending, because this was supposed to be finished in 2020. Will extend until 2023. And recently I've also made another request to MOF. Hopefully MOF will grant my request, and then I can announce later on. But as of now, it's until 2023, 20 million incentives, tax incentive for corporates and as well as for high net worth individuals to invest in VC funds in Malaysia. We hope that with these incentives, there are more money into the ecosystem. And also we are working on another thing. The Prime Minister is working on another thing on the GLICS investment in VCs. But once it comes to fruition, we will announce it. But the problem is this, I always ask myself, do we have that many entrepreneurs to fund? So, see, there is always, I hope you don't get offended for those of you. See, we have, it's a chicken and egg thing. The government, even however much money we want to invest, the problem is that, do we have good quality entrepreneurs to fund? And what is the good quality, what defines the good quality entrepreneurs? Right? So those things is to be answered by, once the Prime Minister work on the other side of that, we will see really a big injection of funds into VCs. Until then, I think that we will work on the 20 million for corporates. Why the government wants to incentivize corporates? I give you a statistics. Last time when it first started in 2000, about 10 years ago, private investing in startups is taken about 60 to 70% from private funding. But today, if you look at statistics, 2018, 70% of funds comes from government, public agencies. And public agencies, what our limitation is, the access to network, access to market, access to many things. So we can give you the money, but money is not the only thing in the equation. The equation is your market access. The equation is whether you have the skill. The equation is whether you how do you make yourself to be able to market your products. So we can't give those things. So that is why if we can actually get private to invest in it, they have a stake in it, and comes with them expertise in the industry, connection or realization of what is needed, or sensitivity of what is needed in the industry, and also market access, that a network that the government cannot provide, or the government cannot provide fully. Because I think Andang, Cradle, Magic has been doing that a lot on how do we connect our entrepreneurs with, but it is still not there yet. If they actually have the money being invested in you, they will do more for our entrepreneurs. So that will be what we would like to do to incentivize for next year. But hopefully, the Prime Minister will give us good news very soon in terms of the money. In terms of more money, not the money. In terms of more money. So that's basically what we are doing. But later on, as you can actually ask me questions, and I hope to be able to answer you what is the government's plan in an investment perspective. I just want to say that we need to invest and we need to grow more technological companies, not for the sake, just because it is good and it feels good to grow all of you. Actually, it's for a very practical reason. Malaysian digital economy grow the economy on an average of 9% annually from 2010 to 2016, which is double of Malaysia's average overall GDP growth. That means to say, if I grow you more, if I actually enlarge you, that I will be able to achieve a better growth rate in Malaysia. So that is actually a very practical thing for government to do. And I think in the government itself, that is, in the cabinet, at least from my cabinet colleagues' feedback, I feel that the general reception on technology and startups, they are very receptive. And I think we have more that can be offered in times to come because of such attitude. But of course, there are people who are living in the conventional world where they will say that money cannot come in the form of grant. So this will be the resistance. A lot of things people say, how can money come in the form of grant? It should come in the form of loan, so that you are responsible. So there is always this debate in the cabinet. It cannot be as a grant. then the other people will say, oh, it should be in the grant, just so that you can actually go through the value of that. But that is a good, always a debate in the cabinet, and please rest assured that I'm on your side. I think startups need push from the government, and that is the role of the government. The role of government, if you just want to provide loan, you might as well go to the bank, right? So it is more than a loan that the government should provide. So I'm always for this, and that's why we always advocate for this in the cabinet itself. So that's roughly what I would like to update with you. Later on, we may open up for discussion and I can answer further. With that, I would like to thank you and I wish Dr. Siva and the team very good luck, and the country needs you and needs more of people like you so that we can grow more valuable and sustainable business in Malaysia. Thank you.